Welcome to StraightioLab,
an intellectual podcast about straight culture.
and also a stupid podcast about nothing.
Don't say that.
It's just true. I don't want to lie to our listeners.
I'm George Civeris.
And I'm Sam Taggart.
And this is StraightioLab.
Podcast starts now. Hello, listeners, and welcome to StraightioLab.
Sorry to interrupt, but hello.
Hi. Just FYI, seconds ago, George said, "Ugh, I need an espresso."
Well, here, I'll say this, okay? There has been a change this season, and I think it is just in terms of how scheduling has worked out, where we used to record a lot on the weekends, and now we are recording a lot in the evenings after work. And, you want to be the consummate professional. You want to be able to turn it on out of nowhere at any given time. You want to be able to get up at 3 a.m. and host the Oscars if NBC calls, right?
Yeah. Of course.
And it is difficult for me to accept that I am not at that level of professionalism yet.
It's honestly difficult for everyone involved to accept that.
Wow. Have you struggled with my lack of? I feel like I really push myself and I'm able to really get there. But you think that I have failed actually repeatedly over the last 5 episodes that we have recorded this season. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think you're in it. I think you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
I think maybe
You think I shouldn't address it?
I think you shouldn't give it power. I
Okay.
think
All right.
because you always do a great job. I think you should be like, yeah, I am tired, but it doesn't really come through. And I
Right.
actually am the consummate professional that
Yeah.
I think I'm not.
Well, I guess you're saying I should fake it till I make it, kind of.
Well, I'm saying it's all a facade. I'm saying like, this is a scheduled conversation. Like it's not like we are having a coffee, in downtown Manhattan, like sort of discussing our intellectual pursuits. Like it's all a facade. And so
Okay, I guess it's more than that to me.
I just think you should lean into
The artifice.
performance of it.
Okay.
And sort of understand, like, when I sign on, I'm tired, but
it
as
doesn't
always,
matter anymore.
It doesn't
Right.
matter.
Yeah. Okay.
And the Katy Perry video of her crying
see,
right
I
before
see.
being lifted up,
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sorry I couldn't step up to the plate.
It's okay. I still think that you are a beautiful podcast host. I think you have so many years of hosting podcasts ahead of you.
I will say that. Listen, I of course understand. I of course understand how it must be frustrating for me to even utter the words "I am tired" or "I need an espresso" or something. But then for you to respond essentially with a full body eye roll really does not help my case.
No, it's okay. What makes me laugh about it is the "I need an espresso," like
Sure.
specifically. And I know it's your European roots,
They're
but
coming out.
for me, it's always more of it reads sometimes like as like New Yorker cartoon person. You know what I mean?
I see.
Like that's what's funny to me.
Yeah. Okay. Like of course I would say that. Signing on to a Zoom at 6:30, 7 o'clock p.m. Like, of course, that's the first thing I would say. It really is. I mean, I really am saying, but first coffee. At the end of the day, like after all of the work we have done internally and externally over the last 3 years, I am at this stage in my life and career logging onto a Zoom and saying, if only I had a cup of coffee.
You are, but it's funny. It is you, like, to be like, I wish I had a shot of espresso.
I know.
It's very New York City. It's very Sex in the City. It's just, it's fun. Sometimes we don't know when just normal things we say are funny. And
Sure.
I think that's one of your things.
Thank you. But once again, I feel like your reaction wasn't so much laughing as it was kind of exasperated.
No. Let me think.
I have a lot to say about this.
No.
Am I allowed to talk at this point or not yet?
You actually,
no. Actually,
technically
we're
supposed to
to
introduce
stay
you, but
silent.
yeah. But I guess it's like
No, we
minutes
should.
before-
You know what? I changed my mind, and I think that what would be even better than a shot of espresso? A shot of my friend Julio.
Hi.
So without further ado, please welcome to the podcast, Julio Torres. Hi, Julio. So what were you gonna say?
So, okay, I just really witnessing you two like not seeing each other in that moment
Yes.
was fascinating to me, because yes, I clocked that Sam brought up the espresso because Sam was like, haha, my friend is so fancy, isn't that funny, haha.
Mhm.
And then of course George's Insecurities came up and was just like inflamed by that and didn't realize that Sam was like delighted by a funny line, but because I guess maybe you're
I
insecure
see.
about being tired or not being a
Yeah.
professional,
Right.
then you thought it was a critique about that. It's sort of like like if Sam had said like, "Oh my God, red shirt," because Sam loves red, and you're like,
Hmm.
"Oh no, XYZ about my skin or whatever."
I see. I see. Okay. I'm starting to catch on.
You two need to put yourself in your host's shoes a little more, I think.
We are trying every day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so George,
Yeah. How do you think I feel? And then I'll say
okay.
how I think you feel.
I think you feel I think it's complicated. I think you feel a little bit like I can feel some concern even now of how will we get out of this,
Oh, interesting.
because I think it's sort of like first you were genuinely feeling tired. So that's like the base level we're working with.
Hmm.
And then there's even the self-consciousness about feeling tired.
Yeah.
And so now I'm sort of feeling like there's a third level of like, and now you're self-conscious that you let the self-consciousness get in the way of
Hmm.
understanding something. And so I can feel like a casual concern.
Interesting.
How do you think I'm feeling?
Here's my. I feel like it's interesting that you latched onto the espresso thing, because my insecurity with this is like the past couple of times I think we get into these patterns where you ask me how I am and then I respond with kind of like the same thing every time. And there was one period where I would always talk about how stressed I was because of work, and then I realized like I can't just keep saying this. Sam just by definition will not be able to say something that will make me feel better about being stressed about work. He doesn't know the ins and outs of my job. Like that's not going to help, whatever. And then I feel like recently my instinct or my kind of like automatic response is just complaining about how tired I am. And I kind of feel like I'm hitting a wall with that, where
Mm.
I realized even saying it tonight, like literally, what are you going to do about that? What are you going to do about the fact that I'm tired? There's nothing you can do about it. And I'm suddenly putting that on you. It is not a conversation starter. It is not something that is like productive. And so my fear, in fact, is not like about us doing a bit or about us being able to get out of it. It's that you is that I'm like, you are so like bored of me talking about being tired.
No, that's not it
No.
at all.
Okay.
I think it's normal to be tired at
Yeah.
whatever time this is.
That's beautiful. Yeah, it is normal to be tired.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it would, it's even weirder sometimes when people don't admit that they're tired.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yes. Well, that's kind of where I was coming from in the beginning when I was not doing Katy Perry popping out of the stage, and I was like, you know what? Just today, I'm gonna be.
Was she tired? Is Katy Perry often tired?
She, in this very famous scene that Sam is referencing, Russell Brand had just texted her that he wants to get a divorce, right, Sam?
Yeah.
Wait, a scene in what?
Her documentary.
In the documentary about her.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so
And that
then
made her
she was
tired? That
crying
made her
backstage.
sleepy?
No. So there was actually one
So-
key difference, which is rather than being tired, she was sad.
Oh,
yeah.
She was really sad. She was crying.
So then,
Wait,
so
so
then,
you mean to tell me that the documentary cameras received the incoming text of "I want a divorce"?
Julio, this is one of the best documentaries the world has ever seen.
Okay, and you,
This is like-
you, as the audience, do you believe that, or is it sort of like a Real Housewives thing of like, yeah, it's like outlined, but I enjoy it.
As the audience, I believe it.
You believe it.
I 100% believe it.
You believe that that the cameras just happened to capture someone receiving an "I want to get a divorce" text.
Julio, they were with her on all of tour. Like, I don't think you understand.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So, like, they were with her on all of tour. Of course, they're gonna see when like she gets a text that breaks her heart.
And these
like,
documentaries are like produced by they're like
By Katy Perry.
yeah. So they're commercials for them.
It was produced by actually Catherine Hudson, Katy Perry. Yeah.
so what's weird about this one is that it does feel like, wait, who was in charge of this one? Because it is really good. It does capture, because it captures the whole downfall of their relationship, and like, it's like, how did you? This was really lucky. I mean, it's still an ad for, you still fall in love with Katy Perry through the documentary, so it is successful at being an ad for her. But it is like the most real you can get from a documentary like that.
Wow.
And I just want to say, as a viewer, and I have actually never seen this documentary, but I have heard Sam describe this scene at this point upwards of a dozen times. And each time I do believe it more, because I see it even more and more through Sam's eyes, to the point where I would like, by the time we hit 30, 35 recountings of this scene, I would like to get to the point where I literally have a photographic memory of exactly Sam's experience of the scene.
It was very powerful. Julio, we didn't ask, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Are you tired?
No.
No?
No, I'm not tired.
You sure you're not pretending?
I'm sure I'm not pretending. I'm not tired.
Just seem kind of tired.
You know what I will say? I am on the upswing. I think the energy is contagious in this room, and I am ready to rumble.
I have to say, just to be clear, also, I like to keep my guests honest. Julio is in a dark room.
Completely
the lights
dark.
are getting dimmer.
Yeah, utterly dark.
Yeah.
His head is leaning on a couch cushion, but very, very casually.
Yeah.
As if about to take a nap.
No,
Right.
no, I'm very awake.
It's very, a couple FaceTiming before bed. This is what you would
Yes.
see if it was your
Sure.
significant other kind of in bed with the headphones being like, tell me one more thing.
I just I mean, you know what I look like. And yeah, why pretend that I don't want to leave?
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. I take full Zoom meetings like horizontal sometimes. Like utterly horizontal. Like completely like professional, like production meetings.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
It's interesting how the fine line between that being unprofessional and that being actually the opposite of that, being like, it's such a power move that by doing that, you actually are exerting your power over everyone else in the Zoom.
I have to Julio says, I know this because when we were on Fire Island, Julio would literally be in the living room on the floor, like, while, like, on what I assume to be an important call for like 2 hours at a time, with like, the gay masses just sort of like trouncing behind him, making sandwiches, like their various toasts and coffees. And it was like, I was like, do they not mind? Like, this feels, in my mind, this is illegal.
why would they mind?
I don't know.
They're getting all the answers they need. Why would they mind?
Do they like hear us in the background?
I'm sure they did.
See, this is the thing with like, this is people that really have taken advantage of COVID working environments. That I'm very jealous of the fact that you're like, okay, this is the world we live in now. Everything is remote. Everything is on Zoom. So I'm going to, take the call in the living room while a threesome is happening next to me. I'm going to travel while,
Why not?
editing my show. Whereas when you don't have the kind of confidence to do things like that, the actual work from home paradigm becomes even more oppressive, because rather than at least leaving the house, just want to note you are currently eating a snack of some sort.
The way this is elevating, we're like saying like he's always doing these calls. As George was talking,
And as I'm
Julio
describing, you
stood
have
up.
gotten up and gotten the snack.
It's just a banana.
Still food.
Of course I am now remembering, and it's actually it's what the kids call core memory unlocked. I am remembering the first time you did this podcast where you announced in the beginning, quite simply, your computer was not plugged in and was at 19%. Not with the intention of, hold on, let me get a charger, just kind of like letting you guys know this is the current situation. it will run out.
I feel like that was very professional on my part, letting you know my limitations.
Well,
That's
I
true.
mean, it was certainly transparent and open and
Yeah.
honest. I don't know if that translates to professionalism.
I think I'm a very honest person.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, no one's saying you're not honest, except I did call you dishonest when you said you weren't tired. I just wasn't quite buying it.
I am really not tired.
I actually am now buying it. I really
No,
think
I am,
Julio is not tired.
I am not tired. I had my required 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
I had to wake up earlier than I hoped I would because I'm working remotely with someone who's in Denmark. So I have to wake up at the crack of dawn and like, you know, be like awake at like 8:30. Which is unfathomable to me. But then I worked and then I took a nap.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So I'm actually very refreshed. I had a green tea.
But see, Sam, you were reading the nap position as like, oh my God, he's literally falling asleep.
I'm just comfortable.
But in fact, it was just like you're so comfortable
Yeah.
that like, why not be in that position?
Yeah.
You're right. I was putting too much stock in the physicality, and I should have never judged you by the way you're laying your head on a couch.
Yeah, so let that be a lesson. Should we do our first segment?
Oh my God.
Is that crazy?
Yeah, we absolutely should.
Okay. Would you like to explain it?
Julio, our first segment is called Straight Shooters, and in it, we like to gauge your familiarity and complicity in straight culture by asking you a series of rapid fire questions.
Yes,
basically
yes.
this thing or this other thing.
Got it.
Got it.
And the one rule, of course, is you can't ask any follow-up questions about how the game works.
Understood.
Okay, George, will you kick us off?
Absolutely. Julio, being an international jet setter or being a domestic terrorist?
Being an international jet setter.
Okay, Julio. Salt in the wound or pepper in the stew?
Salt in the wound.
Okay, Julio. Pointing out continuity errors in a movie or pointing to a presenter at the VMAs and saying, is that Ali X?
The latter.
Okay, Julio. Hearing a cautionary tale or watching a YouTube compilation of fails?
Hearing a cautionary tale.
Okay, Julio. Reclaiming the narrative or exclaiming, help, I'm stuck under this bus?
Exclaiming, hell, I'm stuck under this bus.
Okay, being a doorman or being a window washer?
Being a window washer. Absolutely.
House of the Dragon or House Labs by Lady Gaga, a vegan and cruelty-free cosmetics brand with a mission of spreading kindness, bravery, and creativity?
House Labs by Lady Gaga.
Okay, Julio. All Hallows Eve or All About Eve?
All Hallows Eve.
Wow. Wow. You know what I'll say is trying to rank your performance on a scale of 0 to 1,000 doves. It almost felt like you were so confident and so you so clearly had played the game before, you knew what to expect, that I almost felt like it was almost the thing of like it was too rehearsed. It was Lady Gaga doing Star is Born. What do you think? Sam?
Lady Gaga doing the Star is Born press tour or the Star is Born film?
Specifically,
like acting or promoting it?
Performance at the Oscars of Shallow.
Okay, so a little bit of both. The intersection of both of those things.
The intersection of both of those things, yeah.
Okay.
And for that reason, I would say it was a 900 doves.
Out of 1,000 doves?
1,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
How do you feel about that read of you?
I would agree. Yeah. I don't like over rehearsed. I like I like seeing the scotch tape a little bit, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
100%.
And I do, but I think that like the options that you gave me were so distinct that it was very easy for me to pick which ones, because they were a lot of them were mystical and spooky versus mundane, and I always went for the mystical and the spooky.
And you're also pointing to something that I will cop to, which is that we also maybe the two of us also felt too rehearsed and we didn't really laugh at our own jokes. We weren't being Sam.
No, you're just 100% right. I hadn't even thought about my own reaction in that.
No, there's almost something where I was like, as I was doing it, I was at some point at the end, I even like cut Julio off as he was still talking. We were kind of like trying to get through it or something.
Yeah, it was like an eye exam.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What's happened to us?
Yeah, like there's something where I wonder what it is. We have become too professional.
I think so. Yeah.
I really do think I'm like, what do I do? What do I do to get back that kind of youthful energy I had in my early teens when we started this podcast?
Do you think it's the more professional setup that you have now, that you're like part of a podcast something? What's the thing? Like Will Ferrell is producing
I
this,
don't
something?
think so. I think
That's both.
well, you better believe it's both.
You better okay, yeah. Are you getting comfortable with
Well, I mean, I do think the fact that Will calls us personally after every episode and blows smoke up our ass is not helping.
not at all.
Yeah. No. I mean, the daily flowers.
The daily flowers from Will, the calls, it's gotten to a point where I'm like, I can't talk right now.
Yeah. Like, I actually have other jobs.
I have other things to do.
I have a family. I can't sort of unpack.
And yeah, we're grateful for everything, but this can't be your whole life is StraightioLab. It seems like he has organized his entire life around the recordings of this podcast.
Was there ever a sequel to Elf?
Great question.
Should we get him on? Get him on to answer that?
I don't think there was.
No, there never was.
That's surprising to me.
Do you know, maybe if he wasn't spending all his time producing this podcast, he would have time to make a sequel to Elf.
Yeah.
But no, I do think we're pointing to something. What do you think, Sam? I'm like, there needs to be some kind of unexpected, someone needs to walk into one of our rooms.
Oh, it would be yummy. Like a roommate walking in, or like...
Yes, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because then I know I'm like talking to friends if like suddenly like Sam has to stand up and like whisper like, I just can't right now. I just can it wait? Can it wait? And then come back. Sorry guys.
We really need to, I mean, it's maybe other people, other professionals out there struggle with this. How do you channel your 22-year-old self while working at the bank, while working as a middle school teacher?
You show up late.
Yeah.
You show up late.
He answers with glee.
You show up late or announce that you have to leave early.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, okay, and this is like actually reality. I'd say because we used to record these on Saturdays around noon, there was a 90% chance we were hungover.
Which you famously love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was both the kind of anything goes looseness of being hungover combined with the jolt of caffeine from, the coffee you have on a Sunday night. And so the energy was really like, we're at brunch. You know what it is? It's the difference between brunch and after work drinks. After work drinks are obviously fun. Like you're excited to be after, you're excited that work is over. You're excited you're having a little drink, but you're still wearing your blazer.
Can you guide me through this after work drinks concept you speak of? Like, are you getting drinks with your coworkers, or are you getting drinks with other friends?
Drinks with your coworkers, right?
Oh, see, I was thinking like you are a lawyer, your friend is also a business person, and the two of you leave the offices and then get drinks, but you're both still wearing the skirt suits.
And you're like at the South Street Seaport close to your office or whatever.
Exactly, yeah. Or you're like at some random bar in like a bad part of like a lame part of Chelsea. There's this bar called Goodnight Sunny, and I once went there many years ago at a day job. Went there, and it was all people, all like guys wearing khakis and blazers, and women wearing a skirt suit. And it's like it's kind of a midway point between a work event and a playtime event.
There's this place that I have been to in that context called Del Fresco's. Soul crushing.
I can picture it. Yeah.
Absolutely soul crushing.
I know at that point you're like, well, I might as well just, I'm craving at least the certainty of a conference room where I know what the expectations are.
Yeah. It's just sort of, it's like a little Stockholm syndrome, right? It's like, oh no, like let's keep this going.
No, after work drinks is like the entire fantasy. For me, that's like such like I can see it all.
But Sam, have you ever had? Have you ever? I don't think that in the time that I've known you, you've had like a job that was so structured that it would warrant after work drinks.
No, I've never had like a full like
Office
9 to
job.
5 office job.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like the after work drinks is a it's PTSD from the tyranny of a hyper structured life.
Yeah. Well, it can be one of two things. It can either be, if it's the right kind of after work drinks, it can be a really nice reentry into the non work world. You're like excited to see a college friend. You're excited to finally let loose after a day of work. And so you're like, oh, great, I'm jump starting the non work part of my day. Or if it's with a colleague or with someone else in a professional context, it can be actually an extension of the workday. And then that is bad.
Hmm. How long have you had a structured? You seem like you have. You see, it seems like your job is actually pretty structured, right?
Well, I mean, my current job is pretty structured because I work as an editor, so it's like very
Uh huh.
like 9 to 5, and like same with any writers' rooms I've been in, and same with any day jobs I've had. Really,
Oh,
like,
writers' rooms are crushing. The snacks, absolutely brutal. When you walk into like a poorly lit conference room and they have like sad little snacks, it's like this is not how you make art. You know what I mean? Like this is
yeah, I need to starve.
You're pointing to something
this is brutal.
pointing to something kind of bleak, which is like I feel like when you're on the outside of that, you think that's the goal and you really think like that's what happiness will be. And then to get to a writer's room and realize it's an office job
It's absolutely brutal.
in like
Like a little
the most
lanyard.
classic sense, a little lanyard.
I think that I subconsciously did to just sort of preserve my spirit when I like worked at a writer's room was always losing my ID and just like and having me enter 30 Walk be a whole to do every time. And I
You were looking for excitement.
and I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I lost it again. Sorry. Like, you know who I am though. Can I just go in? No. Text, I'm gonna be late. Text, maybe I don't come to the meeting. Text, they won't let me in. Cause it's like, yeah, oh my god, like I'm not gonna clip it on my belt. I don't have a belt.
No. Well, you have some belts. I've seen you wear belts.
Yeah, you certainly own belts.
Yeah, but they're like fun belts.
I mean,
Don't you think that's not? I mean, that's not just writer's room. It's like any job that
Oh
you
yeah.
as a
Yeah,
kid,
yeah, yeah. Of
any
course.
job that you as a kid dream of having is immediately less glamorous once you get it. And so then this is like the missing link in all the like debate about whether we should return to the office or whatever. It's like the issue is not the location. The issue is just like the fact of having a job.
yeah. This is what's the I've told you about this the like concept of evolution
I've heard of it.
where like where the one where like so many species when they complete like they evolve into crab. It's called like parallel evolution or something where like a lot like a certain percentage of species will always evolve into crab, and it's like a huge number and it's kind of surprising, and it's sort of like every job evolves into advertising.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Like that is the pinnacle.
Yeah, like you think you're going a different direction and the end point is always still advertising.
You're just walking sideways towards advertising.
Yeah, you're just like taking a really long route.
I remember
Uh-huh.
I do think one of the main reasons to literally be a doctor is that you don't accidentally end up in advertising. It is like it's one of the only things you can do that you can at least confirm that you will not end up working in advertising. No one else is safe.
Even that, I'm like, you have to be a specific kind of doctor. Like, you have to be like,
Yeah,
Because then you might start
endorse-
courting
Yeah.
like courting pharmaceutical companies or going to like
Yeah.
conferences. Yeah.
Well, that's scary.
yeah.
I do want to address, Julio, that at this point the sun has gone down and you truly look like you're in the Blair Witch Project.
Well,
It's
And I'm not saying that with any judgment.
Yeah.
But I am just saying it looks like a horror movie a bit. And it
Mhm.
also is difficult to see your facial expressions, which then makes it difficult to react.
But
Yeah.
it's an audio medium.
That's right. And maybe by putting ourselves in the shoes of our listeners, not being able to see your face, we will reach new heights of the podcasting art.
Yes.
Confirmed.
Correct.
Julio,
Yeah.
would you like to tell us what your topic is actually?
Yes. Reservations.
And sort of what led you to reservations today?
Well, I don't know how I hate reservations. I hate having to make reservations. I immediately resent hearing there's a reservation. I hate being asked, "Do you have a reservation?" And it's so it's just so it just comes from a point of like craving structure.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel the same about RSVPing. Like, hey, you haven't RSVP'd. It's like, okay, well, I may come, I may not come. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna, like, you need to stop breathing down my neck. And it's like, if you really need an answer because there's like preparation that will go into me showing up or not showing up, it best sort of begs the question, like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? No one asked you to do this. I didn't say, hey, there better be food when I show up. You know what I mean? I wasn't like, so what are you going to do to prepare for me? It's like, don't prepare for me and I may show up and I may not show up.
I mean,
Just
so
Where do we start?
I would love
I'm
for you to walk us through the alternative, how you would like, what your ideal planning for an event would look like.
Hey, I'm going to be here at this place. Come if you want.
Right.
End of story. And you figure it out. You figure out your life.
Yeah.
I really like. I couldn't care less.
Right.
Julio, this is reminding me of actually like your free love approach to even a meal is shocking to me.
How so?
We actually planned a dinner one night on Fire Island.
Oh, yes.
And so I actually got to sort of get a peek behind the curtain, sort of a Katy Perry documentary of Julio at a grocery store. And, you know, I was paralyzed in the store saying, you know, well, how many people, sort of, what are we going to try to make? Julio said, oh, grab some cheese. Oh, I don't know. Grab a piece of bread. Like, Julio was like going through the store, just sort of grabbing whatever, and then sort of writing a narrative around the pieces that were grabbed after they were grabbed.
Well, it's I mean, don't you think that's healthier to like not walk into a situation with expectations and a list of things you need, but rather allowing yourself to be surprised by the experience?
Hold on. I just want to ask one follow-up question, which is how did the meal turn out?
Oh my God.
Fantastic.
The meal? We invented a new food.
Okay, so let's backtrack. And the reason why we did this is because our friend, and I'm assuming friend to the podcast, Max Wittert.
Well, enemy of the podcast.
And enemy of the podcast.
He's not allowed back.
Okay, great. Max basically dared us for Sam and I to cook a meal for our friends.
That is so toxic.
Because
that is
Sam
so
and I don't
rude.
cook. Sam and I just don't
never cook.
We just never cook. Sam has Misha and I have restaurants. So like we don't cook. So okay, Sam, explain what we made. We invented a new food.
So we invented a new food. It's called sleeves, and it's sweeping the nation.
Mm-hmm.
I just want you both to know I'm like already stressed and almost angry actually about this story. So please continue.
I enjoyed everything that had to do with making the meal, except for like being in the kitchen, like making it.
I hated like cutting stuff up.
Hell.
You guys both. You literally
It takes
both need
so long.
You both
hate
need to
chores.
become like cooks in the military for 6 months.
I have nothing to do with the military. But they're just like, yeah, I don't know. Just like, I just hate chores. I don't find them fun. I don't find them relaxing. And it brings me no pleasure for someone to say, this is really good. Thank you. It brings me no pleasure. I resent it, in fact.
Yeah.
Do you have any desire to please other people?
Oh, well, sexually, of course.
Yes, exactly. Had they been like, you must seduce everyone in the house, I would have been.
You would have loved that.
I would have loved that.
No, that's great. If every night it was another person's turn.
Yeah.
Like, okay, tonight it's Julio's turn to seduce everyone in the house.
Yeah, exactly. Then I would have really enjoyed it. But like, yeah, oh God. But anyway, we made sleeves, which
So in our restaurant we actually did a sleeves pop-up.
Okay.
And it was called Brooklyn Sleeve Co.
It was called the Brooklyn Sleeve
Great.
Company. Yes.
I mean, honestly, so far it's pretty kind of marketable, not to bring it back to advertising, but I do want to know what a sleeve is.
Yeah, sure. So a sleeve is, so you can pick between 3 different kinds of sleeves. So step 1, it's in steps, right? Because
Yeah.
like.
So how the menu works is there are 3 steps.
So how the menu works
we
is
do things a little bit different.
Well, actually, because like Americans love their cages, right? And it's like you gotta structure it for them. If they don't feel like they're at an airport, they're scared. So
well, you have to structure it for them, but then they also need to have a slight level of choice so that they can still feel freedom
the
reigns.
artifice of choice, of course. So okay, so step 1 is you pick your sleeve, and your sleeve can either be corn. No, it can be corn. Yeah, large
or diet.
Wait, what?
So this is the wrap that your sleeve goes in. So that's the sleeve.
Yeah.
So it's either
It's
corn,
not the wrap. It's not the tortilla.
Wait,
it's not the wrap.
on.
It's not the tortilla. It's the sleeve.
Oh, it's a tortilla. Got it. So it's either a corn tortilla, a flour tortilla, or a large flour tortilla.
No, it's either a corn sleeve, a large sleeve, or a diet sleeve. You're not listening.
I'm starting to realize that you guys invented, I'm gonna go ahead and guess, kind of mediocre tacos.
No, because
these. They're international. They're pulling from all different cultures, and you can pick which
fusion,
culture. Because that's the next step, right? It's like
okay, fine. I'm sorry. I will stop interrupting. So the first step is you choose your sleeve, and it's corn, medium, or large.
No, you're not
corn,
listening. It's corn, diet, or large.
Got it. Okay.
So then you pick your fillings.
Pay attention.
So then you pick which nation you want your sleeve to be from.
No, not nation, region.
Okay, and what are the regions?
Because sleeves have no borders.
Yeah, sleeves. The regions are normal.
Yeah.
Well, now this is getting to be a little problematic.
See, that's actually that's a red herring. But keep going, Julio.
Normal. Italian, or what was the other? All American.
All American.
Okay. Yeah. And would you like to maybe explain what each of those entails, or is it kind of self-explanatory?
Well, normal is, a normal sleeve is obviously like beans, cilantro,
peppers. We were inspired by the flavors of a taco for that one.
So normal is, one could say, kind of leaning Latin American.
Sure, one could say it.
And I'm sorry I keep trying to put a label on things.
I don't know if you can say that, because these were made in Long Island.
I should actually just be really comfortable with the label that you guys chose. Normal. Yeah, okay.
And then Italian, we had I believe, meatballs, because that's one of the things that spoke to me at the grocery store.
I assume pre-made, no offense.
Pre-made, yeah.
What do you mean pre-made?
As in
the store made them.
Normally, if I, not to brag, but when I make meatballs, I in fact make them myself. But they're not like frozen meatballs.
Like you kill?
No, like I buy meat and then I mix it with onions, spices and whatever, and I roll it into balls.
See, I don't know meat, so like.
Right.
Okay. So and then All American was, I think, sausage.
I think American cheese, maybe,
like a hot dog flavor palette.
Oh, actually, I think there was a hot dog too.
No, that's part of the All American sleeve. But then if you're vegan, you can replace any of the meat with. Oh wait, I'm forgetting about the best part. Okay, so
for just $2 more, you can add guac or awakened guac.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And awakened guac is guac with ginger. Is this right?
With
This
ginger
is
and
insane.
cashews.
And cashews.
And you can add the awakened guac or the guac to any region you want.
And the awakened guac is just an awesome way to get like a certain boost of energy and clarity.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's good for the mind.
Right. So it's kind of a supplement.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean we have health in mind first and foremost.
But if you don't want meat, you can replace any of the meat with cashews.
Oh, cool. So just to recap, you choose a sleeve and it can be corn, diet, or large.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then
correct.
you choose a filling, which can be normal, Italian, a region, excuse me, which can be normal, Italian, or all American. Then on top of that, you can choose an additional topping, which is guac.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is...
And if you're a vegan, you can replace any of the meats with cashews.
All of that is the second step. I believe the third step was tag us.
Yeah. Tag us on all socials.
Yeah.
And now we're back to advertising.
Now we're back to advertising. I know. Oh my God, Sam's right.
It actually was a hit. Everyone
loved the
couldn't
sleeves.
stop saying how good the sleeves were.
Yeah, that's true.
And we had them eating their damn words along with the sleeves because they thought we were all going to fail and they were going to starve.
Though I saw a couple of people make trips to the kitchen and do something to the sleeves and come back.
Yeah, that's not right.
Yeah,
that's
don't worry
not
about
authorized.
that. I'm sure they were just taking better photos for the socials.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah, the lighting was better in the kitchen.
Yeah.
We actually should have made dessert sleeves.
Oh, that's fun.
And now, what would those look like, do you think, in terms of steps and categories?
I think it's like maybe it's like chocolate or all natural, which would be maybe like some fruits, some fruits and berries.
Parisian.
And what's
Chocolate,
it could be
all natural, or
crepe.
Parisian?
What's in the Parisian? What's the Parisian?
A crepe with like
Oh, okay, that's good.
I don't know, something in it.
Yeah. Okay. So the dessert sleeves are you pick your sleeve, which is either a crepe or regular sleeve, in which case you're just having a meal again for dessert.
It's a savory
So
dessert.
if you choose regular, then you're right back to square one, and you have to choose corn, diet, or large. Got it. So regular has those three options, and then the other option is French, Parisian.
Yeah, specifically Parisian, not the rest of France.
Okay.
It's a really specific region.
And so then when you choose Parisian, then the sub options there are chocolate, all natural, and double Parisian.
Chocolate,
grape in a crepe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I think what I learned most from this business venture was we actually found out at the end of the meal in sort of an M. Night Shyamalan style twist. So we thought our diet sleeves were lettuce wraps. Turns out the whole time they were cabbage. And I learned that cabbage and lettuce are two distinct, different vegetables.
God. I'm going to kill you both.
It was delicious. Everyone loved it.
It was delicious. So
there's something about cooking not being, and I hate that I feel this way because it's so prescriptive. It's like, what do I care that both of you don't cook? But in my mind, I'm like, you are missing like a big part of the experience of life.
No, all my other experiences are heightened because of it.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're actually having the best
life.
You know, you have the best life. The best sex, the best kind of like career, everything, because you don't cook.
Because I'm not spending like so much time being this like oh God, okay, now I have to go to the supermarket and I have to get all the little puzzle pieces for me to arrange my sad little puzzle at home and then like feed myself. No. Who has time for that?
I mean, that is the big question: is who has time for that?
Yeah. And that's why, and that's how we get to this problem of reservations, because you are eating out at Michelin star rated restaurants every night of the week,
3 times a day.
3 times a day, And we are talking reservations that need to be booked ahead of time by a team of assistants.
Yeah.
You have a breakfast team, a lunch team, and a dinner team, and their
Mhm.
jobs are just booking reservations. And so
Miriam at juliosdinner.com.
yeah, and let me tell you something. She's a real bitch.
Yeah,
She really,
yeah.
she takes it seriously. She has
She's
made
pushy.
she has made people leave the restaurant industry because they're like, I can't deal with like. I got into this because I want to have like because I believe food brings people together.
I think she got into it because she likes to see me eat.
Well, she did, but I'm saying the people. I'm saying the people
I
that
see.
the people that have quit, but because of her.
That she
Oh, I
terrorizes.
see.
Yeah.
I see.
So okay, if you don't, I want to know a little bit like what's straight about reservations to you.
Just the obsession with planning things out.
Yeah.
The like needing to know where you're going to be on Thursday night or some the lack of spontaneity.
Sure.
Just like something else to put on your calendar. Yeah, it's like you know those like kids in schools who like love buying like planners and like writing things on the. It's just like what are you planning for?
So would you say like you kind of wake up and then the correct things come to you at the correct times and you just kind of go through a natural intuitive
Yeah, I
series of
would say so.
actions?
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
free flowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. This is true for you. I'm realizing the Julio texts are. Can you hang out right now?
Yeah, because I'm bored right now.
It's always kind of shocking to me. I'm like, don't you don't want to plan even a little bit?
No, I'll plan. Sure, I'll plan. Like, but it's it's so tedious.
You kind
Wow.
of I think what I'm getting is like you kind of planning is inherent. You want to maximize the positivity and you want to maximize the number of things you're doing that make you feel happy. And planning is never going to make you feel good. It's just kind of like busy work and logistical work that you have to do. So if you just like don't do that and keep at every moment doing the thing that you want to be doing,
Also,
that's better.
yes, but also I think I enjoy discovery and possibilities. And if you
Sure.
and if
And
you
serendipitous.
yeah, and if you plan, if you like, oh, then it's like this. Yeah, no. So
I will say in the restaurant world, I think there's a toxic other side too.
oh wait, someone's busting my door.
Oh, who could it be?
I don't
Who do
know.
you think that is?
I have no idea.
Answer while you're on the pod.
Okay.
Bring the computer.
Okay, great. I'm bringing the computer.
This is the edge we need.
Okay, so
Oh my God, we said from the beginning we want someone to enter the apartment.
let's see who it is.
He's walking around in complete darkness.
It's literally complete darkness.
Hello. Okay, I don't know who it is, but I'm letting them in.
Okay, this is so perfect. Ask them their name and their sexuality when they get
And
to the door.
location.
Well, I think
ASL.
I think that I hate to break it to you. This is probably going to be a big bummer, but I think it's just someone delivering something to a neighbor.
I kind of
And
not
have
even
that
to
feeling
you.
And
as well.
not even to me because I have not asked for anything.
No, well, you would never order something ahead of time.
Well, that's the other thing about cooking is okay. I think no one's coming to the door. That's the other thing.
Damn.
That's the other thing about cooking is why would I plan for food when I'm not hungry?
Just one quick interjection is just for the listeners at home, you stood up, and so at any given point you could have turned a light on. You actually stood up and went to the door. It is completely pitch dark.
Yeah, but night,
and you decided to then just
night-
go right back to the couch.
Night is dark and day is bright. It's like why just don't fight it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Julio takes a bold anti-light stance on StraightioLab this week.
Yeah. Don't
Just when
fight
you
it.
thought the takes couldn't get hot again, here he is.
So I want to know, so reservations are straight. I want to know because to me, the alternative to reservations then often is you go somewhere and you are told the wait is 2.5 hours.
Then you leave.
But what if you want to eat there?
Yeah.
Why do you want to eat there?
But I think what I'm running up against is like, you don't want to plan ahead.
No.
But then you do want to like go to like 3 different restaurants and be told like, no, not here. We have an hour wait. We have a 45-minute wait. We have a 2-hour wait. What if you just planned ahead and then didn't have to do that whole that whole process?
No, you just walk into a deli and see what they have there.
I think, okay, I'm going to speak for Julio. He
Yeah.
doesn't like restaurants, period.
Now I'm understanding what's happening is that you don't care about food quality.
No, I just want to get it over with. I just want the
Yeah, okay. I think that's
the problem
the disagreement.
of fuel to get over it. But I also don't like don't like buying tickets ahead of time. I don't like for things that I do enjoy, right? I do enjoy going to the movies. I do enjoy going to parties. I do enjoy going to museums. But I don't like the buying tickets ahead of time. It's like, wait, someone's texting me. Hello again. How's 7:30? Let's say 7:45. 7:45. Okay, because it's 7:07 now. Okay. Sorry.
Wow,
someone's planning ahead.
I know.
No, I agree with that. I hate when tickets go on sale for something I want to go to because it's like 2 months away and it's like, well, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing that week. Like, how would I know? Why would I commit to something that I don't know what I'll be doing that week?
But it's something to look forward to. I mean, don't you like being like looking at your calendar and being like, "Oh my god, in 2 weeks I get to see J-Lo live."
Sometimes I like it, but sometimes it stresses me out too. If it's something I feel like I'm like in love with and I'm like I know I'm going to freak out, then I'll look forward to it. But even then, looking forward to it kind of hurts too because it's like I wish it were today.
Wow, I have I cannot recall the last time I like saw a calendar and was excited for something that was coming. You know what I mean? It's like because I never plan ahead that much.
Because you don't plan things you want to do, so the only things on your calendar are like things you have to do that have been added that are like meetings and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you have to reclaim the calendar.
I guess.
I see what's happening for you is that for you, the calendar is a space of like, responsibilities and obligations and negative things. And you're like, and so you're like, anything good can only happen serendipitously or in the moment.
Yeah, I would say so. And why would you want to pollute your fun with the same structures that make you unhappy? You know what I mean?
You know why I think I like anticipation. I like being like, today's Tuesday. I'm so excited that on Friday I'm going to go to this party or I'm going to go to this restaurant. And it gives me something to look forward to during the week.
That's nice.
You don't relate to that.
But see, I don't dislike my week.
Okay.
So
Julio, he doesn't necessarily dislike his week either.
I don't dislike my week. I'm just saying.
Julio, be nice to George. He's tired.
I'm saying it's like a party happening at the end of the week doesn't excite me because
you're literally constantly in a state of joy because everything you do is the best thing ever and because you are self-actualized at all times. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, because I'm busy thinking about what I'm doing right now.
I see. So you have never thought about the future.
Not in can't wait for that.
Okay. All right. Sam?
Okay, what about like things like say like your television show coming out? Like, were you looking forward to that date or were you like, it's made and I'm happy with it, I don't care anymore?
Yeah, that.
Really?
Yeah,
you don't care about reaction or whatever?
I was very happy and very excited to do it. That was like peak joy for me associated with the show. It was doing it. Now it's like, oh, you want to see it? Okay. You know what I mean? It's like, and I'm glad that people are liking it. I'm very glad people are liking it.
Yeah.
But I think my joy comes from doing things, not so much like perception or reception.
Interesting. Say that now. Wait till you have a big flop on your hands.
I hope I never find out when I have a big flop on my hands. You know what I mean?
I mean, that is a way to self-preserve is a method of self-preservation is like, if you don't care about positive reviews, then you're also not going to care about negative. Like if you never put any weight on that to begin with, then you're not going to be disappointed if in the future you make something that people hate.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Here's hoping.
Here is hoping. So
what are our takeaways from this episode?
I mean, it's just interesting because I'm thinking about the reservations thing and I'm like, I think it's that you don't like restaurants.
No,
No,
In-
it's not that.
No.
no, I don't like planning.
You don't like planning.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. But you do buy tickets to go to parties. I know this for a fact.
Well, okay, and you also know that I buy 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tickets to a party, and then often forget about the party.
Yeah, I do know that to be true.
I do want to kind of complicate this a little bit because, in my experience, for instance, I wasn't there this year, but in the past, when I've gone to Fire Island with you, I do know that you organize that way ahead of time. And in fact, both this year and in the past, you have been the kind of point person who, in fact, planned ahead, booked a house, and then like filled it out with people. That's kind of a pretty big responsibility.
Well, okay, so here is how that happens. That is my way of avoiding an email change with a bunch of people being like, when do we go? When works for you? What about this? What about that? So I just walk into the little office. I say, I want this. I don't mind what dates. Just tell me how much, and then I leave, and then I tell people when the thing is, and if you want to come, great. If you don't want to come, that's fine. You know what I mean? So it's like a way of like.
So you're doing the minimal amount of planning so that you can avoid even more planning.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
But I do not like being the point person. I do not like being the point person. That part I really don't like.
Well, and there are, you do somewhat give some responsibility to others as far as like, say you've hired maybe James in the past to sort of
Yes.
like figure out who's going what weeks.
Yeah. Correct.
Yes. Well,
You've outsourced it.
He's your other main employee. First, you have the whole team of people making reservations for you, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then there's James, who's in charge of the real estate branch of your LLC.
Right. Yeah. We have many properties.
Yeah, that's right.
Many properties to look after. Yeah, there's the ranch.
And he manages the various he manages the various email threads among gay men.
Yeah, there's the beach club. There's the beach club. There's
I
the ranch.
love the beach club.
Oh yeah. If you wanna book a cabana,
it's only if you do it after 2 p.m. It's only $70.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
actually really worth it.
And it comes with one bottle of mystery drink.
From the company that brought you sleeves comes mystery drink.
Yeah.
And it comes in 3 flavors.
Yeah. Bubbly,
red,
and non-alcoholic,
and ordinary.
or refreshing.
Refreshing. Oh, that'd be nice.
It's bubbly, red, or refreshing.
Yeah.
And you can get any of them in non-alcoholic.
Yeah. Or with the Awaken booster.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's right.
It is so funny. Throughout this entire podcast, I've kept being like, okay, well, it's dark out now. This is as dark as it's going to get.
Yeah.
And yet, you have
darker.
shown me that it keeps getting darker and you keep getting more and more invisible. And even it does sort of create an evil energy on your end.
I mean, it is. I'm going to take if you don't mind,
Yeah.
I am going to take a screenshot.
I've taken 2 so far. I took one like a half hour ago and one now, which I
Great.
think will be huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way the computer light is highlighting your face, it's kind of Joker ransom
Joker,
video.
Yeah.
Joker or
It's also video. It's like this is a video. Someone puts it in a VHS tape, and it's you, and you're telling them what's going to happen.
and
Yeah.
some kids put a mystery video in the VHS, and it's me
exactly.
at StraightioLab.
And it's you explaining the concept of sleeves.
Yeah.
It's if you watch this video, you'll die in 7 days. And then the video starts and you're like, okay, so it's regular, Italian,
Yeah.
all American.
They're not countries, they're regions.
Regions.
Because sleeves have no border.
Yeah, that's in our napkins. Sleeves have no borders. Only buttons. Wink.
Wow.
Wow.
Should we do our final segment?
I
Wait,
guess.
you know what
mean,
I just remembered?
Please.
What?
I went to advertising school for 2 years.
Oh my
I
god.
completely forgot about that.
That's where it comes from.
Yeah.
This eye towards branding and aesthetics.
This obsession with whether something is sellable or not. I couldn't just make a meal for my friends. I had to launch a business.
Exactly.
I couldn't just be like, oh, maybe my friends will like eating this. I'm like, no, how is this going to track on socials?
Yeah. Max was like, you guys have to cook. And Sam was like, maybe we could do like a pasta. And you were like, no, we're launching a brand.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, that's what happened. Yeah.
Well, for a while, I
Wow.
wanted to do Thanksgiving, right? Did I tell you that? That I wanted
Yeah.
to do like.
There was also talk of doing Christmas in July.
Oh yeah.
Even though I
What
think
are-
it was August, maybe.
What are some Christmas foods?
Well, we would have had to. It's essentially the same as Thanksgiving, but maybe do a big ham. Also,
Oh, a big ham. I think meat is so funny.
it's pretty funny. Julio really wanted to cook meat.
Yeah, I want to touch some meat just to see.
There was also supposed to be a dress code for our dinner, but we couldn't decide on which code to stick with.
God, to serve, no offense, of course, no to the chefs, but to serve what you have described and then make people also dress in a dress code is truly adding insult to injury.
The dress code was going to be. Oh yeah, we forgot about the dress code because
Well, there are three kinds of dress codes. There's regular.
No.
There's pants.
No, it was.
Well,
just gonna
Julio
be,
pitched white party, which I think is tasteful. Of course.
No, but yours was better. It was show your pride.
I wanted to show your pride. And you come as the most you can come as.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
It's so unimaginative. It's interesting. The narrative of pride. Why wouldn't you want to become better?
No, you need to love yourself.
Yeah,
And
I guess.
wear whatever you love to sleeves. Brooklyn Sleeve Co. Not Sleeves Unlimited.
No.
It's Brooklyn Sleeve Co. BSC.
BSC.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 locations. In both are in Williamsburg on North 7th and North 8th.
They're one block apart.
Oh
They're
yeah.
1 block apart.
Yeah.
We just love the punk rock spirit of Williamsburg and want to embody that with each and every sleeve what we give to you.
Mm-hmm.
And do you take reservations?
Absolutely not.
No, there's no seating actually.
Come as you are.
Oh.
Come as you are and leave, please.
Yeah.
Come as you are and leave, please, is the motto that's on the website.
I think we should do our final segment.
All right.
Before we do, I want to just say this is definitely one of our more confusing episodes in a way that I
Oh.
really support. I think, Julio, you helped us find our edge again.
Julio,
I'm
I
glad.
cannot see you and haven't been able to for approximately 40 minutes, but I want to thank you and I want to extend my gratitude towards you.
You're welcome.
I have no idea if you're smiling or frowning. Truly no idea what your face looks like, but
I'm smiling.
okay.
Let's see it. Let's see that grin. Oh my God. it's
Flashing those
terrifying.
pearly whites.
Okay, Julio, our final segment
Mm.
is called shout outs. And
Mhm.
in it, we give a shout out sort of in an homage to the classic straight tradition, shout out to anything that we are enjoying.
Oh, that's nice.
It's kind of a positive spin.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine you're in TRL at Times Square in 2001 shouting out to your squad back home, but about anything that you enjoy.
Wait, can you guys go first?
We're going to go
Yes,
first.
we are
We would
definitely gonna go
never
first.
do that to you.
Don't you worry.
Okay.
Georgina, do you have one?
Yeah, I have one. What's up, hot sluts of the world, and especially the tri-state area where we all hail from? I want to give a quick shout out to nonfiction. I recently rediscovered the joy of reading nonfiction.
Whoa.
I'll say this much, and this is coming from my heart and not just my brain. Every day for my entire day, I am reading things around the internet because that is my job, and then I have to kind of think of new ways to put those things back in the internet so that the content wars can continue. And so because of that, when I want to take a break, I usually turn to fiction because I'm like, I can't read about the real world. You know, it makes me sad, it makes me annoyed, it makes me want to, you guessed it, kill myself. And then recently I realized that nonfiction doesn't have to be unimaginative. It can also be artful. It can also have beautiful sentences. It can even remind you of fiction. So I am in my rediscovering nonfiction era. I am loving it. And honey, if your book doesn't have real people that exist in the world and it has fake fictional characters, I don't even want to take a look at it for the next approximately 3 weeks.
Woo! Okay, I'll go next. What's up, New York City, LA, and everywhere in between? I want to give a huge shout out to the vintage store down the street from me. I think it's called Brooklyn Vintage. I just love their stuff, and I have a little hunch that everyone that works there is in a cult. I have been going there, once a month for a few months, and it just seems that everyone's a little too committed. I've worked places before, and I never liked my job that much, and I never took so much pride in my store. And these people, something's up. They all look the same. They kind of dress the same. Honey, I think there's something going on in the mythical space, if you know what I mean. There's a cult, there's some spirits, and I love their furniture, and I hope you guys get a dresser soon because I am in the market for one. Dressers are always ugly, and let's not celebrate that. Ask your senators for change. Woo! Woo!
Maybe they're a family.
Yeah, maybe they're just a family-run business, Sam.
No, they're all they're all the same age. You know what I mean?
This is my impression of Sam entering a family Thanksgiving dinner. Are you guys in a cult?
You all look the same and you look really happy.
Yeah. You guys literally look the same.
Okay, Julio, whenever you're ready.
Whenever you're ready.
Shout out to the night. Thank you for engulfing me in mystery. Thank you for welcoming the moon. Thank you for showing me the stars. Shout out to the night and all the revelations it might bring.
Every single one.
Wow.
Woo!
Shout out to the night. It's very,
What a beautiful shout out to end on.
Yeah. It's very good night moon.
Good
But
night.
It is.
for like millennial parents.
It's actually it's like the millennial Gen Z version of Goodnight Moon is
Yeah.
shout out to the night.
Shout out to the night. I stand the moon.
I stand the moon.
I stand the stars.
Moon, comma, go off, spelled AWF.
The stars are slaying tonight.
Well, Julio, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you back in the lab.
Every time you come in here, you sort of rock our sense of reality.
Yes, I feel shook as as the new slang goes.
I feel raw. I even feel, dare I say, I have a sense of uncertainty.
Oh. Well, that's a good place to be in.
Which is good.
Yeah.
That was the goal, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, we started out feeling like we were too professional, too buttoned down. Right now, I would say I am in kind of ripped cargo pants in the middle of the desert, having just left a train, or excuse me, a plane that crashed down.
Oh.
I am in Lost, and yeah, it's going to take a few seasons to figure out the mystery.
But hey,
Well-
they were in heaven, right?
No one knows
Spoilers.
to this day.
Really? I thought they were in heaven.
Oh no, the message has been lost to the sands of time.
I thought they were in Christian heaven.
Many have said that they were, many have said that they were not. We can't know for sure.
I bet you can just Google it.
No, it redirects to the homepage, the Google homepage, actually.
Oh, wow.
It's the one thing you can't Google, is what happened at the end of Lost.
I see.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Okay, well, we'll never know.
Well, to the unknown.
To the unknown.
Well,
Cheers.
cheers. Espresso shots all around.
Bye.
Woo! Good night.